Tammy? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying that, you know, people start screaming in the middle of the church. Is it ever more than one at a time? You know how you said it freaks you out when they start screaming? How many times does that happen when you're in church?
Mm-hmm.
What? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, how many times does that happen while you're in church? Every time you go?
It's been, just a few times.
And so what does everybody do when that happens?
They get to praying for that person and that, but I just kind of sat there and watched them and everything because I didn't know exactly what to do, and so.
How loud are they screaming? Like, are they screaming and do they curl up on the floor in like a ball?
Well, they just like raised their hands and kept praying, and the preacher put their hands on them, you know, like I was praying for them, and I just kind of like sat back and watched.
No, but the people screaming their head off, are they curled up on the floor screaming, or are they sitting or standing and screaming?
Standing.
Standing. And do they say where the pain is? Does the pain move from one body part to another body part?
No, it usually stays with them.
Where does it usually, in their back or their neck or their hip? Do they say, or they just scream? In the back?
Yeah.
So they what happens? The church is going on, and then all of a sudden you hear somebody screaming in the church?
Mm-hmm.
So does that freak everybody out, or you're used to it?
I think they're used to it, but me, it kind of freaks me out.
They're used to it because it happens like every church service? Did you ever see it happen to more than one person in the church at a time?
Sometimes it happens like every service, and then sometimes it's just a more calmer service. So it all depends on the service of how it's going.
So doesn't anyone wonder what that is?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, you know, like, okay, what is it going to be this service, you know?
But don't the people know what it is? That's what God is doing down here. It's the same as the black bags. That's the same as putting the coronavirus in people. God is putting the pain in them because he hates their fucking guts, because they're pretending a man named Jesus is God. So see how God has me find out what he's been telling me for years? In other words, I didn't know you were going to tell me this. The light had me call you, and look what I found out from you. In other words, I knew this because God has me ask people, you know, so I could find stuff out. One Christmas, I went to a church, and someone started screaming their head off. It was in St. Louis. When I went, I stayed with this lady named Betsy Ballin, and this lady started screaming and crying her head off, you know, because the light is putting pain in people. The real God is doing that to let everybody know he exists. You get it? The real God isn't the demon. Yeah. The demons and the devils are the people who pretend and one of the God frauds is real. In other words, they hear about God down here with blatant scientific evidence and all morals no one could quarrel with, and here to heal Mother Earth, and here to get rid of all wars, and here to end all corruption and with lie detector tests, and to make all taxes fair. That's all goddish stuff. None of it's demonic. Demonic is ignoring God down here who brought us the greatest scientific evidence news ever. There really is a God. There really is a heaven. There's no such thing as death. We live for and ever and ever, and you reap what you sow. And the real God is very forgiving. In other words, he gives you bad, mad, sad lifetimes, which is the fair thing to do. In other words, if you're blind, it's because you were unkind and took someone's eyes out to make him shout and pout. Or if someone gets on fire, it's because they burned someone to death in their last lifetime. But when these people, these evil people, go to heaven, those are the workers and the cleaners in heaven. So even God is so nice, he gives them a break. So even they get a break until the next lifetime. After 111 years in heaven, they got to come back down here and have a really shitty life. That's why they call it hell on earth. So you get it? You reap what you sow. You understand all
that? Yep.
So doesn't that make more sense, or do you think the Bible...
I understand. I reap what you sow.
What?